What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be covering a couple new things. I know I'm very late to all of this stuff, but I've just decided to do a video now. So basically, first thing, I've already done a video on this, blah blah blah. I'm stuck on my battle pass screen, but you should know by now, if you log in, you get the shooting star staff pickaxe for free. Has some edit styles, and if you've made any purchases of VBucks in the last 30 days, when you log on until August 17th, you'll get 20% of the VBucks that you bought back, which is pretty cool. So I am going to show you my reaction. I only got 1,000, but still I'm going to be showing my reaction, and then I'll get into the rest of the map changes. Yeah, I'm like one of the first that comes up. Oh, I just got a 3,000 V-Bucks from Fortnite. What? I logged on and Fortnite gave me a 3,000 V-Bucks. What? 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 Dennis, what? Dennis.
Have you got any Save the World free V-Bucks?
No. I've got all of them. Oh, if I could get 200, I would get this boy. I bought 1,000 later on. That's how I got the skin. Thousand's only 649 anyway.
That's just because you just come out with their channel.
I didn't. So anyway, let's move straight on into the map changes. I know I'm so late to doing all of this, but yeah, let's get into the map changes. Okay, first map change is actually, if you go in replay mode, it's not in game, but this spaceship actually shows up in replay mode. I think it's meant to be in some rubble and not floating, but this is found, so obviously the challenge event that we activated did not work. So if you aren't familiar with what I'm talking about, basically last week everybody would find a little thing on like the side of the map up by craggy cliffs, and it's there's this spaceship basically that's just sitting there, and you need to collect 3 parts to repair it, and then you'd launch it and it'd go into a rift, and 4 rifts would spawn around it. But in game right now, that's still there, like the spaceship's still there, but if you look in replay mode, obviously it obviously came back in the map and failed. It came back and it crash landed there. There's probably, like I said, they're probably going to add some rubble there. But moving on to the next map change. Okay, the next map change that has actually been found is that across the map, over by where the crash landing of the spaceship is, after we launched it, there's actually there's a little thing. Basically, there's just like in about 100-meter radius of this one little thing up the top of the map, or at the bottom I mean, there's a bunch of like movie setups. It's basically for like recording movies. So maybe this could be something bigger in the future, like some kind of thing like we saw in chapter 1 season 4, where it's kind of all based around like superheroes and movies, because there was a lot of like movie things, and there's also one of those recording like cameras over at Sweaty Sands. So that might be something bigger, but right now we don't exactly know what it is. But for now, I think I'm just going to note it down as just a small map change. Nothing too big, but there's a couple of them, as you've just seen. And yeah, move on to the next one. So moving on to the next map change hasn't actually happened in-game just yet, but is something that we know from leaks, because people like Trimix and stuff, they've leaked it. and there's actually going to be a crack in the sky above Risky Reels, just like we saw in Chapter 1, Season 4, with the crack in the sky above, like, Loot Lake, kind of. So, yeah, we're going to be seeing that, and it's pretty much right where, it's pretty much where the crack was in Chapter 1, Season 4. No, Season 5 and Season 4. It was at the end of Season 4, after the rocket event. So, yeah, that's one thing. So take one good look at the sky before it all disappears into a crack. So, yeah, rest in peace, Risky Reels' sky. You will be missed a lot. Okay, next map change. It happened a couple weeks ago. So unless you're vibing in the balloon of the battle bus right now, just sitting in there, then you will have seen this map change, but I'm just notifying you to remember that the Coral Castle location has been added. Basically, it's a little place kind of like Atlantis, and it's got like a bunch of fish stick kind of related things. And if you know the Atlantean fish stick came out, I think he's kind of the person that owns the place, if you like think about it, kind of. But he's the kind of person that owns the place. And I also have got a bit of gameplay. I got a win from landing there, so check out that video. Do remember that I did that. And yeah, moving on to the next one. Okay, next map change is pretty close to, actually, it's like really close to Coral Castle. It's the closest thing to it, except for, no, it is the closest thing to it, but it's a unnamed location. It is the Shark, if you played last season. The Shark is basically a huge, like, shark made out of rock with a huge, like, prison facility in it. It was a big mansion at the start of Chapter 2, Season 2. But then it changed into a prison facility later in the season. So obviously that's been revealed again, and it's got a couple chest spawns. Like, there's not that many chest spawns, but there's a couple, so it's a very good place to go for loot. And yeah, let's get into the next thing. Sorry about that. Okay, the next map change is actually the Coral Buddies. If you remember them, they started out with a little fort, then they turned into kind of an Egyptian empire. Now they've built their own entire city with billboards, all kinds of things. So they've entered the modern age, and they've also got another one of the nuclear age. So basically, if you donate 100 metal to them, you can get them to launch a rocket. And it basically just flies up. The rocket will just fly up, and it'll just go away. But then, if you go over into the ocean, there's a little crashed pirate ship, and it doesn't show it in replay mode. But in this little hole is a little nuclear tube, and you can bring it over to this testing facility, and a giant nuke will go off. But yeah, that is it for this video. So if you guys enjoyed, please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.